Welcome to Thingamajigger Thursday, everybody. It's my mini-series here at Tusa Acres where we explore a unique or uncommon tool once a week. Got a really good one for you this week. This was sent in by Linda, so again, a really big thanks to her. And it's been a real doozy trying to figure out exactly what this is. We'll dive into it. And if you stick around to the end, I'll give you a sneak peek at next week's tool. And hey, I know I don't have sweater melons, but hook a brother up and hit that like button down there. Let's get started. All right, so here we are. The official name of this tool is a valve refacing lathe bench type. All right, so it's a bench mounted. You would mount this on your bench somehow or another, sideways, vertically, whatever. Obviously in a manner that you could use this to spin. So we got to first define what a valve is. I know most of my viewers probably know what an engine valve is, but this is a valve. I went and grabbed an old head I got laying around here. That piece, that silver piece you see sticking out there, that's a valve. You got the valve spring. And if we flip it over, so this whole piece is called a cylinder head for those that don't know. But under here, this is where the combustion takes place, all right? So this whole piece mounts on the top of an engine block. This right here would be, call that the cylinder, okay? So you got one valve that opens. Well, usually the bigger valve is the intake valve, the smaller valve is your exhaust valve. You can see that's what that kind of looks like, right? So this gets opened up, air comes in, that gets closed, fuel air gets pumped into that cylinder, they both close, it goes bang, pushes the piston down, which creates the power for the engine, and then when that piston comes back up, this valve opens at that same time, and the exhaust gases get ported out, right out, okay? So that's what a valve is. And these valves have to make airtight seats, all right? So this surface right here, that's the face, and then there's a seat where that sits in, and that's what creates that airtight seal, all right? So when you're rebuilding engines, a lot of times these valves need to be resurfaced or refaced. So this is a very, very old tool. Now, what I've run into here is there's no real identifying marks on this. I have gone over it with a magnifying glass and I cannot find an actual make or a stamp or nothing. There's not a single print. The only thing on here is right there. There's a little bit of a circular looking thing, which maybe we can see that. Yeah, right there. Right there. There's a little bit of a circular looking thing, but there's nothing there to read anymore. Okay, so the best that I was able to find is a company called Duro Products or Durochrome. That's D-U-R-O. There's a couple really good websites. One of them is Alloy Artifacts. If you want to check it out, they have huge, huge write-ups on basically every single old school tool manufacturer. And Durochrome or Duro Metal Products ended up joining up with Indestro later on around the 50s era, 40s and 50s. So this, they actually have, and I'll put a picture up right here. There's a couple models of this. I found, and I'll throw a couple other photos up as we go, but I found several that look very, very similar to this. And one of them is labeled Duro 731. So I was able to find in the manuals, and this is again on that Alloy Artifacts website, they have the original brochures or product catalogs, you know, from the 30s, 40s, 50s. And I found one similar to this, but it was the 831 or 834, whatever it was, and it was said specifically for a Ford. So I don't know if maybe this particular one just predates the Duro product line, you know, as they became more pronounced. You know, as the company got bigger and bigger and they started really stamping all their tools and everything, because as far as I can tell, it looks identical to several of the products, especially the one that actually says Duro 371 right on the tool. And I tried Googling that in every possible way, Duro products, Durochrome, 731, Duro 731, everything. And all I found was a couple eBay posts or eBay listings with a product that looks virtually identical, except it's stamped Duro 731. So I couldn't even find the 731 product number in the early 30s and 40s catalogs for Durochrome. So I don't know, but we do know that that is what this is for. So the way it would work, you would clamp your valve inside there. Well, we'll go ahead and clamp it first. This clamp doesn't hold it tight, it just basically keeps it from moving around, okay? Back and forth. You can still spin it though. Clamp on your handle, and I'm not going to make it very tight. You adjust here how far down to go until it engages the cutting edge right here. And I'm assuming that this is a high-speed steel cutting edge that could be taken out and resurfaced or reshaped on a grinder. High-speed steel, for those that don't know, is generally speaking a steel with a hardness, an HRC hardness of around 60 to 65. So here's a HRC 60 just to check it. We'll see if we can scrape this thing. So I can't honestly tell if the 60 is just scratching the dust and rust off of there, if it's actually biting in. It looks like it's biting in, so let's go one lower. Here's a 55. Again, I can't quite tell. I mean, it sounds like it's skating. So a 55 is pretty much skating off of there. I don't feel anything. So I'm going to assume that that's an older high-speed steel, or maybe it got changed. Well, I'm assuming it did get changed out at some point. But yeah, so you would adjust this down until you basically force that face right there, and then you would turn it and probably adjust it down even a little bit more and turn it a little bit more until you get a full, nice, clean face on there. And that's how it would work. I don't see it actually cutting yet, but anyway, so really, really cool information right there. Again, check out those websites if you like old tools and stuff like that. This one I'm gonna keep and probably hang it on the wall, just because I'm betting that this one is a 1920s, 1930s model. And it's just really, really cool. I'm really kind of bummed that I can't find the exact make. If anybody out there has any information on this, I would really appreciate it. And unfortunately, this week we really only had one guess. So, and it was correct. So that's awesome right there. I appreciate that. I appreciate the interaction. And another shameless plug here. Hey, I don't know what the deal with the algorithm is. Sometimes I get a couple thousand views on these videos, and sometimes I only get 100 or even less than that. So if you do like this kind of stuff, please take a minute to hit that like button and consider subscribing. All right, so moving on. This is next week's tool. It is a Snap-on. And I'm not going to show you what the number on it is because it's super easy to look up, but it's kind of keeping in the theme of the other tool, so figured it'd be kind of good. Now I actually have two of these, so this one here I will be doing a giveaway for, and you can go ahead and put the number 1, just spell it out, or thumbs up emoji in the comment section, and I will enter you into the giveaway. And I will get this shipped out. Congratulations to Jim last week. We just got his set of chain pliers put in the mail yesterday. Now, I thought I knew what this was because we had something very similar to this in the Navy that we used for sheet metal work. But nope, I was wrong. This is a completely different tool for a different purpose, and I found this while I was researching that. So that's your hint. So anyway, yeah, if you got guesses on this, go ahead and throw it in the comments section. And if you want to try to win it, go ahead and put that 1 or a thumbs up down there, and we'll hold the drawing next week. And if you want to know how the drawing is going to go, just check the description. I list in there exactly how it's going to work. So, all right. All right, so that's it for this week. Again, one last huge shout out to Linda for sending this tool in. For anybody else out there that thinks you got a tool that you might want on here, go ahead and put something in the comments, or you can just email me at twosawacres@gmail.com. That link will be, or at least that email address, I'll put that down in the description as well. And don't forget, if you want to get entered in the giveaway for this tool next week, once we go over it and describe what it is, go ahead and check the description box there as well. Just put a 1 or a thumbs up in the comment section, and that'll at least get you entered. If you don't want to be in the drawing, that's up to you. But all right, hey, that's it for this week. Appreciate it. We'll catch you next week.